Hello everyone and welcome back to Music Appreciation in 3 minutes or less. Today we're going to talk about rondo form. Let's get right into it. Rondo form became prominent in the classical era, particularly in the symphonies of composers such as Joseph Haydn when it became a staple of the multi-movement cycle. However, it can be traced to the Middle Ages with French poetry in the fixed forms or forms fixes of the 14th and 15th centuries. These forms were rondo, ballade, and virelai. These poetic forms would eventually be used to provide recognizable patterns within music, particularly the French chanson. Focusing on the rondo, or in this case the rondo, if you have studied poetry, you might already be familiar with the pattern it uses. In poetry, this is called triolet. Triolet poetry is a stanza poem of 8 lines that uses the form shown here. The capitalized portions are stanzas that are repeated exactly as they were said before, with the lowercase letters indicated standalone stanzas free of any repetition. One of the more famous examples of triolet is the 1914 poem How Great My Grief by Thomas Hardy, which can be seen here. For easy reference, the repeated lines have been highlighted and I've also provided the overall form next to each stanza. Pause this video and take a moment to read through it and make note of how the smaller letters are completely independent stanzas, free of any refrain or repetition from the capitalized portions. This will be important later. Now let's look at how rondo works. To keep things simple, we will focus on the classical practice of rondo form. You may remember from previous videos covering binary and ternary form that musical sections are indicated with letters, A and B for binary and ABA for ternary. Rondo form is no exception, as the letters will help clearly mark the organization of the musical form. Listening to modern examples of rondo might be challenging for even seasoned music analysts. However, on paper the form itself is simple to identify. Rondo employs an A, B, A, C, A structure, with the A sections acting as refrains and the B and C sections acting as episodes between them. This is similar to ritornello forms used by composers of the Baroque era such as Antonio Vivaldi when composing early concertos. We will cover ritornello in another video. For now, let's stay focused on the rondo. Earlier I mentioned refrains and episodes. Refrains in music are when sections are repeated in their entirety. Sometimes they are repeated exactly, and other times they return with slight embellishments or ornaments, but they are always treated as a return to the original theme. Episodes are the fun deviations from the main theme, and most episodes of music behave this way. You may think of them like music getting sidetracked, but in a fun and meaningful way. This means we can use the A sections as a waypoint for the entire form. Think of them like a home base. To further understand how the structure works, I'm going to use a visual analogy, since listening to and analyzing an entire rondo in under 3 minutes is not practical. While this analogy might seem silly, my hope is that it will give a familiar visual representation of how you can maybe listen to a rondo, so just bear with me here. Think of a McDonald's Big Mac. Yes, I am being serious. The structure of a Big Mac is simple. You have a bun on top followed by a layer of sauce, lettuce, onions, pickle, burger patty, depending on whether you leave off or add ingredients, then another bun, then another layer of customizable ingredients, then a bun on the bottom. Let's let the bun represent the refrain and your customizable ingredients represent the episodic B and C sections. A, B, A, C, A. Yes, a Big Mac is layered in rondo form, and my hope is that this information crosses your mind each time you order one from now on. To increase your understanding of this form, a classic example of rondo form in music appreciation classes is the 4th movement of Joseph Haydn's Joke Quartet in E-flat major. Take a listen to this and see if you can identify where the buns are and where the sauce and lettuce are. Yes, I'm still doing this bit. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you further understand this topic in music. If you would like to see more content like this, I will be posting more videos related to music appreciation and general music theory in future videos. Thank you for watching, and no, this was not a sponsored video.